not me accidentally dropping my white sage while it was lit on the floor and burning 3 holes in my carpet. Surely that's a symbol of good luck. Surely 3 is a good sign we're manifesting something. I can't believe I've just done that. And the thought was in my brain as well to be careful, and I don't know, I was just going like this and whoop, onto the carpet she went. Anyway, it's the full moon. Obviously I'm unemployed, and I thought what better way to spend the full moon other than to make a abundance bowl, so I thought we could do the process together. So I did go to Home Bargains just to purchase a green bowl because I read that your abundance bowl, your money bowl, should be yellow or green or glass, and I thought green. Let's go for green because it's the colour of money. So I'm just gonna cleanse it in all my sage smoke. I've also got some herbs and spices. Can you actually see me through that smoke? I've got some herbs and spices, I've got some crystals, I've got some bay leaves, I've got some rice, I've got some oats, and I've got some money and some candles. So let's get cracking. So as with any sort of magic spell that you're going to do, we always start off with some white salt, and this just reminds me of Hocus Pocus, and I'm walking around with the white salt to protect myself against the witches, but protection salt always. So that is going to go in a nice thick layer in the bottom of my bowl. I don't think that's enough. Salt, and I'm going to add a little layer of oats into my bowl, because oats are for prosperity and nourishment, and obviously we're going from unemployed to unemployed, so we're going to take all the prosperity and nourishment that we can literally find. So oats are in, and then last but not least, for my base, I'm going to add in a rice. I've got my rice, which is for abundance and harvest. So now I'm going to put in my herbs. So first up, I'm going to put in some thyme, because thyme is thought to draw in financial prosperity and abundance and increase your luck around money. So I'm going to fire some of that in. Also, I'm going to put in some cinnamon, because that's thought to attract wealth, fortune, good luck, all that jazzy stuff. So we'll go with some cinnamon powder. And I'm going to put a little touch of basil in, because that's also good for attracting money and keeping income stable, which obviously we're trying to attract a stable income, so let's do that. And then I'm just going to give it a little mix. Now you can also dye your rice green, but I can't be bothered with that, so I'm leaving mine plain. I'm also going to add in a little bit of lavender, because we want a calm energy around money. We don't want it to be chaotic. We want it to be cool, calm and collected. So I'm going to add some lavender in as well. And I'm just going to give that another mixy mix. I've also got some cinnamon sticks, so for good luck, I'm just going to add these in whole. And then I've got some little bits of card, so I'm going to write a little intention on here to also put in my money bowl. Finally, I'm going to put some cloves in, because they're good for attracting wealth, but also warding off that negative energy. We don't want any money to be coming with any negativity attached to it, so we're going to put some cloves in. It says you can put 3 to 7 in your wallet, but I think I'm just going to sprinkle the cloves on generously. And so far, that's how we're looking. Then I'm going to take my little intention and I'm going to fold it towards me. And I've even put a wee tiny green heart on it. And then I've just nestled that in. Next up, you want to be adding some money into your jar. So I'm just going with some silver coins, some gold coins. This one is a special one because it's got, I don't know, bees on it, and it reminds me of Manchester, so I'm putting that in my bowl. And then just a wee cute £5 note that was fresh and crisp. This is how we're looking so far. I actually think this is the cutest thing I think I've made in a while. These gorgeous yellow candles, and I want to put one in and I want to burn it, and then I want to like do them maybe every night or every however many nights I can remember. So I'm trying to leave some space. These also smell delicious, by the way. £1.29 from Home Bargains. I've actually just realised the lemon scent of the candles. Lemon smell is good for focusing on clearing financial blocks and creating abundance. So the lemon candles, not only do they smell good, we're extremely cheap, but actually make sense. And then last but not least, I've got some bay leaves, so I'm going to write some intentions on the bay leaves as well, and I'm going to stick them in the bowl too. We've got our bay leaves in. I'm actually just loving how this is looking. I had these little like broken crystal bracelets that I've not been able to wear, so this one's a broken crystals everywhere. So this one's a peridot, so I'm going to put that in. And then I've also got this little citrine one as well, which is also going to go in my bowl. I'm going to put my big clear quartz in, and just for a little bit of extra protection, we're also going to put a black onyx in, which actually helps ground your intentions, eliminates financial self-doubt, blocks negative energies that drain your wealth. So black onyx is also going in the bowl. I think that's her. I've also got this little money jar that I made ages ago, and I've got this as well, but they're not going to fit into the bowl, I don't think, especially if I want to put a candle in the middle. So I'm just going to like place some crystals and some things around it to help amplify the energy of the bowl when she's just sat. Also remember reading somewhere that you should put the money bowl in the most like south easterly point of your home, and I've just got my compass out, and exactly where my bowl is right now and where I'm sitting is the most southern easterly point of my room, which is my home. So it couldn't have worked out any better if I tried.